time is the exact same. You're able to enjoy it better and to fully get the most out of it because you have planned. And don't think that you have to plan out every single little thing. You're going to have a lot of wiggle room. You just need to get ahead of it so that it's not controlling you.
Welcome to the Rhythm Restoration Podcast, the show rooted in scripture and scientific research, where you will learn to achieve maximum success in your business and personal life by actually working less hours. You will conquer burnout, find your purpose, restore your passion, and be more productive than ever. If you think it's too good to be true, it's not. It's exactly how God designed our bodies. And the science of our rhythms has actually been around for over 7 decades. But no one has ever looked at it through a biblical lens until now. Hi, I'm your host, Liz Bagwell, a published scientist turned healthcare executive, wife and mom of 3, who burned out at the top and found my purpose at rock bottom. Follow along with me as I leave everything behind in pursuit of helping others restore God's design for their personal lives and businesses. This will be raw, the good, the bad, and the ugly of what it's like when you stop running and start living in pursuit of what truly matters. Together, you'll cultivate a more balanced, joy-filled life, gaining the peace and freedom only found when leaning into God's design for your mind, body, heart, and soul.
The morning air here in Nashville is suddenly not as thick. College football starts today, and all 3 of my children will officially be back to school full time next week. And you bet I've popped out a little bit or a lot of my fall decor already and stuck it throughout my house. That means summer has come and gone. It was incredible. I spent so much time with my kids and I soaked it all up every single moment. Now, it was not all rainbows and unicorns, but many, many, many more rainbows and unicorns than any other summer we've ever had. And it's not even close. All that to say, the days of I have absolutely no clue what day it is or where are we going today, all of that is behind us and we are full steam ahead towards fall. And fall, oh my gosh, I love fall so much. Like, can you not love fall? I don't know. That might just be, I think if you're human, you're going to like fall, at least for a couple weeks, that is. And can you believe that means there's only 4 more months left of this year? That blows my mind. And to set you up for success as we enter this new season of fall and finish out the rest of the year, I'm sharing my top 3 things that you need to do to get you into a new rhythm that guarantees no burnout. And at the end, I'm going to give you 2 bonus ideas that you won't want to miss. They're total life-changing things that you'll do all year round. Welcome to the Rhythm Restoration Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Bagwell, and this is episode 19, Resetting Your Rhythm After Summer. Do these 3 things right now. So as humans, we thrive off the rhythm and routine. And not just as adults, but children too. We know that. We've studied that. Science shows that. So we're just going to get right into it. Number 1, I want you to bookend your day with your own personal routine. Now, this involves just you. This doesn't involve you and your kids. This doesn't involve you and your spouse. This is just you. Just you. And this is absolutely key. Do not disregard this step because this is going to help your nervous system to start and end in the rest and reset / rest and digest mode. And this is critical both at the beginning and the end of the day. So at the beginning of the day, it is critical to ensure that your adrenaline and your cortisol do not set your body off in a disarray, which can actually turn off or turn down certain areas of your brain that help you stay productive and focused. So we want those to be firing on all cylinders. And the best way to do that is to have your body and your day start with a very calming routine. Now, it's also critical at the end of the day to allow your body to release key hormones naturally to help you get to sleep and to sleep well and get yourself as primed as possible for the next day. So in my last episode 18, I shared with you my AM biostack and my PM biostack routine. I'm going to go back over that really quickly to give you some ideas. So I start off my morning with no phone. I go outside and I get sunlight. It's really important and critical to try to get sun or be outside, even if there's clouds, within the first hour of waking, because that helps to set your circadian rhythm. I then do meditation for 5 minutes, sometimes even 2 minutes if it's a crazy morning with my kids and they're up really early. And then I do my gratitude and my prayer journal. So within my prayer journal is micro gratitude, manifestation, prayer, scripture, and journaling. So all of those are really, really critical. And those are science-based things. All of these are scientifically based things that I created in a biostack to help me prime my brain and my body to have the best day possible. So again, micro gratitude, then I do manifesting, then I do prayer, get into God's word, and then I journal about what his word is telling me. I'll then move my body a little bit, either a short walk or exercise. I might even just do jumping jacks on my sidewalk. And then I head in, I do breakfast and either a face plunge for 30 to 60 seconds, or if I take a shower in the morning that day, I will do a cold shower. My PM biostack. So what I do at the end of the day before I go to sleep. No screens an hour before bed. Of course, that's widely known and pretty accepted, but still hard to do. I'll then do a cold shower if I haven't already had a shower for the day, or it might be my second shower if I did a really heavy workout. I'll do gratitude journaling and prayer. And then I put on my Newcom headphones to go to sleep. So I talked about Newcom in the last episode, but it is an app on your phone that you can subscribe to that sends different frequencies into each ear of your brain and tricks your brain into actually calming your whole nervous system. Super cool technology. Really recommend it. I think they even have a free trial going on right now. If you want to check that out, just use any of your regular headphones that you have. You don't need anything special. And then sleep. So I don't have to go over sleep. I talk about sleep all the time, but sleep is so important. And I have my tracking device, actually event tracking device. I called it a tracking device. It might as well be. But anyways, it tells me when my optimum time based off of how stressful my day was. And if I want to be like 80% productive tomorrow or 100% productive, the exact minute that I need to fall asleep. So I plan my sleep around that as well. So that is my AM and my PM. Those are the bookends for my routine. You absolutely don't have to do those. Those are just the ones that I do. But whatever you already do, just making sure that you're consistent and that you're ensuring that it's something that keeps your body in that rest and digest or rest and reset mode as much as possible. Which is hard. It's really hard to do. I think for me, the morning is harder to do that than the evening because I always have so much adrenaline first thing because I have energy in the mornings. And so it's really important for me and my body and my family for us to start our day off really as calm as possible. Okay, tip number 2, brain dump on Saturday morning. So this is a total game changer for your life. It's going to decrease your anxiety. It's going to help you plan your next week, and it will help you stay in control of your schedule versus it controlling you. So this is going to be I'm going to walk you through what my husband and I do and how we do this. I will also on social media do a reel next week showing you guys this. I'll record the reel on Saturday of this week, and then I'll try to post it on Wednesday when this episode is released. But Walt and I start our Saturday mornings doing this. Once we have our second cup of coffee, we pull out our planners and we get to writing. So why Saturday? I have found that if I do this on Monday, I spend all of Saturday and Sunday with stuff hanging over my head, just feeling like just this big, huge burden. It weighs me down. And I get this anxious feeling like I don't know what to do or where to start. And it's hard for me to enjoy my weekend. I then tried to move it to Sunday, but found that I still had anxious feelings on Saturday. So when we moved it to Saturday morning, it was perfect for our family because our kids are excited. It's the weekend. They typically are playing alone or playing really well together. We don't feel rushed, and it allows us to get the most out of our weekend, even if we don't do a single task that we have on the list during that weekend. It's just the act of getting it off, getting it out of my brain, honestly. I want you to think of a brain dump and planning out your week as a budget for your time. We all know how good it feels when we do our financial budget and that is behind us and we've planned out how we're going to spend our money. And then when you go to spend that money in a particular area that you budgeted for, you don't feel anxious about it. You don't feel this guilt or this shame or it weighing you down. You don't have the bills hanging over your head and things weighing you down mentally because it's all accounted for. So time is I promise you, when you start doing this, you will see time as the exact same. You're able to enjoy it better and to fully get the most out of it because you have planned. And don't think that you have to plan out every single little thing. You're going to have a lot of wiggle room. You just need to get ahead of it so that it's not controlling you. Okay, so for us, we do 2 brain dumps, or I personally do 2 brain dumps, and Walt does 2 brain dumps. So one brain dump is for family, and I'm going to start with that. And then the second brain dump is a work brain dump. So for family, what I do is I go on a blank sheet of paper or my planner that I've created. I write down every single person's name in a column. They get their own column. And then I write down bills that are due. I write down things that need to happen for the house or our cars. And then I write down a miscellaneous bucket and dinners. So within each bucket for each person, I go through and I write down literally everything that comes to mind for that person. I don't care if it's 4 weeks out, if it's 6 months out, if it comes to my mind, it goes on that paper. I go through and I do that for every single person. So an example is my daughter, Millie. She turns 2 in a couple of weeks. I will, on Saturday, write down all of the things that come to my mind that I need to do for her party and anything, honestly, that comes to mind for her. Like she needs new socks. She needs new pairs of shoes. I need to get her gifts. I need to go ahead and order her balloons, her cake, things like that. Also, appointments, like scheduling dentist appointments for the kids, things like that. All of that goes on there and lives on there. If there is anything that has a very specific day, say Vincent has baseball practice on Wednesday at 5:00, I go ahead and have my planner right beside me and I'll write down on that day. I'll go to that specific day and I will write down Vincent baseball practice 5:00. Get it out of the way. If it's a task on there that does not need to be done on a specific date, but it needs to be done that week, I will go through and I will highlight it so I know that it needs to be done that week. I'll see about how long it's going to take me and I figure out what day makes the most sense. Here's another good place where you can stack things. So stacking things that knowing like, okay, if I've got to get my car washed and I need to pick up and get gas for the day. Like I'll stack those together so that I can make the most use of that time and plan around that. Walt and I also assign things that are outside of each other's stuff to each other. So if it's a light week for me or if it's a light week for Walt, or if we're both really crazy, we know that we really can't take on a lot, but we know that on Saturday, not like Monday or Tuesday of the week. And then we'll assign it to each other based on what we've got going on and what days we're in the office, etc. And then for work, I do the exact same thing, but instead of buckets of people, I have buckets of work. So I have a podcast bucket, a website bucket, a social media bucket, a consulting bucket, a course creation bucket, so on and so forth. I was doing this back when I had my corporate job, I did the exact same thing. So for work groups, I had a specific bucket of work. For marketing, I had a specific bucket of work. And what I would do is I would just, for each of those things, and I still do. So for my podcast, I write down every single thing that comes to my mind. Again, doesn't matter if it's in 6 months or if it's in a week, I write on every single thing that needs to get done. I'll then go through and I highlight everything that needs to be done that week and figure out what makes the most sense in terms of what day each thing can be done. And I stack those. I also, within the planner that I've created, I have beside each task, I assign it a number for how difficult it's going to be. So if something is very difficult, I know that I need to be doing those difficult things and assign it a time that I have a lot of energy. So my big peaks throughout the day are at 7 a.m., 1 in the afternoon, and 8 p.m., just crazy. And so if it's something that I know that I need a ton of concentration for, I will assign it those times on a specific day. That sounds very rigid, but then outside of those times, I have a lot of wiggle room. And again, I'll do a reel on this. And then, and so that is what I do is I go through, I write down each thing for each specific day. And then when I go to that day, like today is Friday when I'm recording this, I open my planner for Friday and I look what my goals are for that day. And I can rearrange things, but it at least it helps you set your day up for success so you don't feel so overwhelmed. Okay. Hopefully that was clear as mud. I'm just kidding. But it sounds like a lot. I promise you it's not. It will save you so much time, so much energy. And I'm going to now give you 2 bonus tips that are icing on the cake, but still serious game changers. Number 1, close for the week. Okay. So I have a confession. I loathe laundry. Like it's very weird because I have this love-hate relationship with laundry. I love the feeling of accomplishment when I take care of laundry for my family. There is something about it. I don't know if it was just, like some sort of trauma that I had growing up that I love doing. It makes me feel like I did something for them. And when there have been weeks where I don't get to the laundry or as much laundry, or, I have to send them to school with a dirty shirt because I forgot to grab as many shirts as I need to. I was so sick and tired of feeling that shame around laundry. And so I came up with a hack for it, and it has changed my life, and it has taken away my mama laundry shame. Okay, here it is. Whatever day I decide to do laundry, usually it's Saturday mornings, after I finish the brain dump and planning, I go to each person's room and I see I know how many outfits they'll need for the week, and I will see how many outfits do they already have clean that could go into next week. And I'm talking short, shirt, underwear, socks, whole thing. Lay it all out. Make sure each person has that many things that they need. So we'll use Sterling this time. So if Sterling has 2 total outfits that are ready, I know that I'll need 3 to 4 or 5, actually 5. I'll probably need 5 more outfits for him that need to be taken care of. So I'll go to his dirty clothes basket and I will go through it and I will find 5 dirty whole outfits that he will wear the next week. I then go through and I do that for every single person, including Walt and myself. And then that, although it sounds like it's a lot of clothes, it's usually not. I then put all of them together. And yes, I wash them all together because I am busy and it is very rare that I get stuff on my whites. But that is the first load of laundry I do. So the first load of laundry that I do on that day is everything that everybody needs for the week. That way, as soon as it comes out, I go to take it to their rooms, I hang it up or I fold it in their drawers, and I know exactly where it is, and their clothes for the entire week are taken care of. And then all of those other loads, if the whole rest of the weekend goes to crap, and I don't get any more laundry done, I at least have every single person's outfits for the week done. And it's just one load of laundry. So other people may do this. I've never heard of it. I just came up with it because I was so tired of laundry shame. And it's been amazing. So I wonder what you think of it. Are you like, oh my gosh? Or are you like, Liz, that is like, I've been doing that for the last 20 years. I don't know. But let me know, because I'm curious if I'm the only person that does this, or if you're blown away by that too. Or maybe it's just the small things for me that make me excited. Bonus tip number 2. I want you to find one thing in your life that you dread and budget it to take care of it. Now, here's where you're going to think about things. Think about all the things that you hate doing around your house or outside of your house that just have to do with living. What are they? Okay, and I need you to think about it like this. And my life coach helped me think about it like this, and it has totally changed my mindset on it. How much is your time worth? What do you charge max? What's the max that you charge per hour for your time? Whether at work or if you're a stay-at-home mom, like if you had to put a number on what your hourly rate is, what would it be? So my highest rate for consulting per hour is $300. That's my number. So although I don't mind going to the grocery store and taking that hour, I actually kind of like going to the grocery store sometimes. Is it worth $300 of my time to go myself versus paying Shipt or Instacart for the extra fees and a tip? No, it's absolutely not worth it. It's not. Another idea for you might be laundry. So for me, where we live, to have someone else do our laundry, my mother-in-law helps us out sometimes, because I don't think I've said it yet, but our laundry, so we have a very small house. It's very old. And the only laundry set that fit in the space that we had laundry, like already, plumbing and all of that too, is like for a studio apartment. And there are 5 people in my family, 2 people in my family are potty training. So imagine what that's like. It is a lot. And you throw on top of that all the sickness and all of that. It's a lot. And so to pay someone to do my laundry is not worth it for me. With the exception, there's rare times when I've done it. But that for me is not. I'm not going to pay somebody to do my laundry, like wash and fold and bring it to me, because it's really expensive here in Nashville. Maybe if you live somewhere else, it's not as expensive. But for me, I need to take care of it myself or have, a family member help me. But the grocery store is a really good example. An idea that my neighbors have done, and I'll likely do it this fall just since I've got a lot more hours coming up and stuff for work, is hiring a family assistant. Now, before you roll your eyes, don't roll your eyes. Pay a college-age person $15 an hour for 2 to 4 hours a week to come to your house and maybe help put your laundry away, sweep your floors, get things meal prepped. Maybe you have them come as soon as the Shipt order is dropped off. You have them unpack everything, wash your fruit. Like, I know it sounds silly, but those little things add up a lot. Maybe you only have them for 1 hour a week, but that 1 hour is like super dedicated to one specific area that you don't like. And you just paid them, $15 or $20, or maybe if you only have them once, maybe pay them or 1 hour a week. And I know that it's a lot of money, but find a place in your budget, find a way, hustle. I find ways to, whether it's so I also do family photography. If there's a month where I know that I need a lot of extra help around my house, I will see who needs family photos, and I will go out and I will charge, and I will get that money, and I will use that money to help pay for some of this. There's tons of different ways that you can make money these days, and TikTok is a great resource to figure those out. But I really feel like you can find, or if you have a really awesome church group, figure out, are there any kids that need to do chores, or volunteer hours or whatever, or they're looking to learn a new skill, there are ways. So find a way to help take care of the things that you dread, to get those off of your plate and be able to free up your time so that you can enjoy life. Those hopefully were good tips to set you up for your rhythm. I love coaching on this. I actually do quite a bit with folks here in Nashville, but can do it virtually as well. So if you need somebody to help you totally plan out your day and your life around your rhythm, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. And no, my rate is not $300 an hour for that. So don't freak out. But I cannot wait to connect with you and hear what you think about this. I promise you these things are going to totally change your life, but you got to implement them. You've got to implement them. So have a wonderful start to your September, and I'll be back next week with a special guest.
Did you know that one of the biggest secrets to come out recently, and it's really not even just a secret, it's a true biohack to living a longer life, and this is scientifically proven, because otherwise I would not be saying it, is human connection, that true human connection that we all long for. So let's really connect, and I mean it. I cannot wait to go on this journey with you and help discover and restore your individual rhythm and life. You can find me on Instagram at LizBagwell7, or head on over to my website, rhythmrestoration.co, that's .co, not .com, where I share all things life, family, other biohacks, and simple ways to lean into God's true design for your life. It would mean the world to me if you could share this episode with a friend, family member, or coworker, or all three, and if you left me a review on your favorite podcast app. Thank you truly from the bottom of my heart for listening to the Rhythm Restoration Podcast. All my light and love, Liz.